Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, we are here getting ready to, I guess you could say, welcome back to another Tier Tuesday. Guys, we are getting ready to rank all of the Fox Marvel movies. Guys, there might be some that might not have made it on the list. Shout them out if they didn't make them on the list. I tried to get all the ones that I've seen before or the ones that I know of in terms of like trilogies and stuff. So let me know. But guys, as you can tell, the MCU movies are here with all the Fox Marvel movies. So we're only going to be doing essentially all the way up to Deadpool 3. So we're going to kind of cut it off there after Deadpool 3 because the rest of the movies are kind of like MCU movies. And I kind of used the same format that I did last time, the same like kind of a tier template that has all the MCU movies that I did on my MCU, all the MCU movie ranking that I did previous, I think it was like a couple of weeks ago. I think that was like the first, video I did. So I'm kind of using that same template. I just put everything in kind of release order, or kind of like, I put the Blade movies in the beginning because those are the kind of like the first movies that came out. And then I put, the X-Men movies, and then I did, of course, the Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider, Deadpool movies, etc. So I'm super excited. I see in the chat we got Ultra Nerd in here. Nice to see you. You said let's freaking go. W, let's go. Thanks, bro. You said W, and then you said let's go, bro. Jamigi, nice to see you. Hi, how's it going? How about those Marvel Legends, bro? Those look pretty cool that you sent in the chat on Discord. You said what's good, Ultra Nerd? Not much, just getting ready to do this tier ranking for all of the Fox Marvel movies. I see we got 5 people in here, guys. Make sure to like the stream as always, and let me know if you guys can hear me well. But like I said, we're gonna get into it. As you can see, we have peak, great, meh, bad, and really bad. Blade 1, we're gonna start with freaking Wesley Snipes' Blade 1, his Blade trilogy. I'm already gonna say Blade 1 is going to peak. I really like Blade 1. I really enjoyed it. This was probably the first time I got introduced to this character. Can't lie, I remember like saying that these movies looked goofy to me. I never cared to watch the Wesley Snipes Blade movies. I was like, I don't really care for them. I without me even watching them, I just, by the looks of it, I just did not care for like the older, like, older kind of Marvel movies. I never really cared for them in terms of the Fox Marvel movies. So when I watched Blade 1, and my sister Bethany is the one that told me, hey, you should watch Blade 1, it's actually really, really good. I watched it, really enjoyed it. I love this movie. I like the idea of this movie. It made me fall in love with the character. Made me really hyped for, Mahershala Ali's Blade, which I'm hoping we get sometime next year. I'm hoping, or they at least start filming early next year to maybe middle of next year. I said if that movie does not come out before Avengers Doomsday, we're cooked. So I'm really excited. I really hope we get that movie. And seeing Wesley Snipes back, spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine, seeing that him, cameo in the void of Deadpool and Wolverine was really, really cool. Seeing Wesley Snipes back as the character of Blade. I do gotta say, the first one is probably the best one. Going on to Blade 2, I'm gonna just put it, I don't even know. It's been a long time since I watched Blade 2, so as of right now, I'm gonna put it probably at meh. I'm probably gonna put it at meh. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but I already know Blade 3 really bad. I hate Blade 3. So cringy. No. I hate it. I know that this was kind of Wesley Snipes and also Ryan Reynolds' kind of first interaction, the first time they worked with together, and we thought that they hated each other for all these years, but it actually turns out it was just a joke, a gag. They were just messing with everybody, and yeah, this is kind of what paved the way for Wesley Snipes to come back, because Ryan Reynolds asked him to come back to do the cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, like this kind of built their friendship up and kind of built up they hate each other. How the hell did he get them for Deadpool and Wolverine? But it's like, yeah, the third movie is bad. It's bad. I can't remember the lead female actress in that movie, but she is not a good action star. I can't remember her name. Correct me down in the comment section below what her name is. That was like with Ryan Reynolds' character in Blade 3, but I just did not like it. I thought it didn't work. It was very, very cringy. Story was not a big fan of it. I don't really remember Blade 2. Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember it either. I have to rewatch it. That's why I just put it in meh. Sup, Austin. Sup, Austin. How's it going, bro? You said, hey, you're excited to see your ranking. Thanks, Bethany. Jamegi, Blade, goaded. Blade is goaded, the first one. I really like it. You said Jessica, uh, Bib, or Bi, or just Jessica B? I can't, I don't know how to say her last name. But yeah, the Jessica girl, I didn't think she's like known as an action star, and I think it just didn't seem like she's just not an action star in my personal opinion, and I just thought it looked very very goofy. Anytime her action sequences popped up, I was like, this doesn't seem natural. I don't like it. Yeah, not a fan of it. And he did bye bye bye. Yeah, yeah. Just go. Yeah, bye. Yeah, bye bye bye. That's funny. Alternator. That's really really funny. Jessica Biel. Okay, Jessica Biel. Yeah, that's her name. I don't find that she's an action star. She's usually known for like romantic comedies and romantic movies. I just didn't see it. It looked very goofy to me, and that wasn't the best performance Ryan Reynolds has done in his earlier career. The story was lackluster. It seemed very weird what they were trying to do in the third film. I'm giving it eh. Wesley Snipes hated the script so bad he tried everything to ruin the movie. He said the director was racist. He would refuse to do scenes. Yeah, I heard he refused to come to set, and like they had to get stunt doubles, and there was a lot of shots of Blade from the back, and it actually was not Wesley Snipes. It was actually a stunt double. I did hear about that, Jimiggy. So you're kind of putting two and two together for me. So yeah, like that movie was just I'm saying it's really first really bad. Going on to X-Men 1. X-Men 1 was very groundbreaking. I don't find myself to rewatch this movie, but I think I'll just put it, I don't know. I'm going to put it at meh. I'm just going to put it at meh. I'm going to put it in front of Blade. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Blade 2. I'm going to kind of try to like put it in alphabetical order of how I'm feeling. I'm going to put X-Men 1 on meh. I don't think it's all that great. I don't find myself wanting to watch X-Men 1 at all. So yeah, like I said, you know what I mean? Great first introduction to the X-Men, I would say, but at the same time, not really the best interpretation of the X-Men. I think the MCU is going to have a better interpretation of the X-Men. I think X-Men 97 has a better interpretation of how the comics are. So all in all, I'm going to put it at meh. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was really bad. I think that, this kind of paved the way. And when this movie came out, it was groundbreaking. Now, like I said, I don't like the leather suits. Like that was the wrong move. I always hated those suits. I never found that, oh, I would go wear one of those suits. No. Like, especially when you know how the suits are supposed to look. Deadpool and Wolverine, that's how the Wolverine suit's supposed to look. No. It's just going meh. X2? You already know peak. X2 is peak. And I'm going to put it in front of Blade 1 because X2. I mean, come on. X2 was great. I really enjoy that movie. I find myself going back to watch that movie, especially the sequence at the mansion when Strucker goes to the X Mansion and tries to kind of capture mutants for his like program and stuff. I really really like that sequence, and like Logan's going through the house saving people, killing people. Really love that sequence. Like I said, I'm saying X2 is great. Like it really really is, and I find that was when I really started enjoying like these X-Men movies was at X2. I was like, okay, I'm loving what I'm seeing. It seems like they've kind of bounced back from what the first movie was. It seems like they outdid the first movie in X2, and I kind of like the sense of direction of Wolverine finding out his past in X2. We also got I'm trying to remember her name. If I can remember the one that has the kind of sharp nails. Guys, come on, let me know. I can't remember her name. It's gonna kill me. But that fight between her and Wolverine was really, really cool. Can't remember her name on the top of my head. But yeah, I think her name is Lady Deathstrike, right? Is that her name? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I like that fight sequence. I thought that was really, really cool. And I know they kind of brought her back, another kind of letting you guys know another cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine. They brought her back in Deadpool and Wolverine, but it wasn't the same actress. But they did bring back Lady Deathstrike, which was really, really cool. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I figured. So like I said, really enjoyed X2. I love the vibes. I loved what they were doing and us kind of going, and that kind of led into what could have been a really great story going into X Men Last Stand. But we all know X Men Last Stand. I'm gonna say it is really bad. It's just not good. I don't find myself wanting to watch Last Stand. I don't care for Last Stand. It's going in really bad. It just is. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but just no, it's going in really bad. And X Men Origin, I don't even have to go really in depth of why this is going really bad, because yeah, we got introduced to Angel, was really cool, but other than that, yeah, we got also that cool sequence where they're in like the danger room and they have the Sentinel, and it looks like the actual Sentinels that are in the cartoon, and it looks very comic accurate. But other than that, that movie is just like trash. Like, it's really not good, if I'm being honest. So yeah, Last Stand's out. It has some moments, but not enough to be like, okay, this is redeemable. And the storyline with the Phoenix, I feel like they can never get it right with Jean and the Phoenix, and I just feel like they did it really wrong here. Okay, now X-Men X-Men Origins or Wolverine Origins. I'm about Wolverine Origins. I'm sorry, it's going really bad. Wolverine Origins. I just rewatched this recently, like a couple of weeks ago. I hate that movie. I was like, oh my god, CGI is horrendous on his claws. Horrendous. I was like, nope. I was like, no. Cheesy walking away from when he kills, can't remember what his name is, when he kills the dude with the guns. When he kills him, Zero, I think for the first time, when he's like in the helicopter and like Zero blows up in the helicopter and Logan's walking away slow-mo while the explosion's behind him. It's just very cheesy, very shitty CGI, especially at the end of the movie when Charles pops up for the first time and the mutants are running to Charles with the helicopter. It is so bad, it's not even funny. Like, it's so bad. It's some of the worst CGI I think I've ever seen, like, in comic book movie history. Like, it has to be up there. It's probably some of the worst CGI. I know, Alternative, you like X-Men Origins, but nah. Is the reason we even got Deadpool movie. I know this movie kind of paved the way for Deadpool and Wolverine, but I can't give it peak. I can't give it great. I can't even give it meh. It's in really bad. I'm judging on the story alone. This movie was essentially supposed to be about someone that doesn't want to be a monster anymore, wants to run away from his past, doesn't want to be the animal anymore, and he just gets thrown back in for stupid ass reasons. Which, like, it could have worked, but the girl never died in the movie, and it was all a ploy, and I was like, this is so dumb. Gambit was never done right. Just the movie's a fat ass L for what they were trying to do. Like I said, without the movie, we wouldn't have gotten Deadpool and Wolverine. It did pave the way with Hugh and Ryan Reynolds' friendship, but I mean, come on. It's no different than how I feel about Blade 3. You know what I mean? With Ryan and Wesley Snipes' friendship. Like, without that movie, we would not have had Wesley Snipes probably come back in Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'm not giving any kind of pass. It's just a terrible movie. I think I honestly would probably feel it this way in terms of what's terrible the most. Or I probably would say what's deemable the most. So I think that this movie, Origins... Actually, no, I don't even think... Now the question is what do I think in the ranking of how would I put it? I would probably put X3, then Origins, then that. In terms of better to worse, that's probably how I would do it. Honestly, I think I'd watch Last Stand over Origins again. I never want to watch Origins again. Ever. Never. I'd put it at meh. It is okay movie. Not the best, though. I can't give it meh. It's got to go really bad. It's got to go really bad. Now, okay, like I said, the only reason I can't remember Blade 2, I gotta watch Blade 2 at some point. It could be going to bad or it could go to really bad. I won't know, but I'm just gonna put it at meh as of right now. Now, Wolverine, the Wolverine's at peak, and I'm putting it first. I'm putting this movie first, and again, I never really do this in terms of how I feel about the order, but if I had to do it, I'm gonna put the Wolverine first, because the Wolverine movie I find to be very underrated. I find that this movie does not get enough praise. I find it that this movie has some of the best action sequences out of all of the X-Men movies. This movie has some of the best action sequences and the best interpretation of how Wolverine is. And I love how they kind of added in like the samurai element of it all, especially seeing Silver Samurai in this movie. I thought was really, really cool. Just getting introduced to villains that we never thought we would see, I thought was very, very fun. Now, mind you, I think that this movie could have been God tier if he would have been in his yellow and brown suit that they did. It was a deleted scene that they cut out at the end of the movie where he did have his brown and yellow suit, which we did get to see. It was a different version of it in Deadpool and Wolverine. But this movie could have been God tier if he would have wore that suit. Because I like the story. I love the action. I love that he finds love. I love this story. It's great. I like it a lot. And I find it, out of all of the X-Men stuff, I rewatched that movie the most. Love it. It's probably the best thing Fox has done in terms of the X-Men stuff. Really love that movie. Find it very, very underrated. Silver Samurai was in it. Yes, he was. And I liked it. I thought it was really, really cool. And Viper. Yes, Viper. So I really liked seeing villains I've never seen before. Mind you, I did not watch the 90s cartoon of X-Men. I know that Silver Samurai was in there. I know Lady Deathstrike is in there. I'm not sure about Lady Viper. I'm not sure if she was in it or not in the 90s X-Men show. But that was the first time I kind of got introduced to those villains and those characters. So I really, really liked that. I was very like, this is what we should be doing, getting introduced to new characters that most people aren't familiar with unless they read the comics or unless they, watch the cartoons and stuff. Like, I really liked how we were getting introduced to a lot of those characters. So yeah, like I said, and Yukio, yeah, was in it as well. In it also, yeah, Yukio was cool as shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So many cool characters in the Wolverine movie. I find it very, very underrated. You said the Wolverine variant with the with the brown suit in Deadpool 3 is the Wolverine from the deleted scene. That would be fire. If that's the same Wolverine that got that brown suit and he ends up fighting Hulk, that would be cool. I would love that if they confirmed that. That would be really, really cool. Why the hell not? That'd be really dope. But like I said, I'm a sucker for the brown and yellow Wolverine suit, and the fact that we got that as a deleted scene, and if we would have had that actually in the film, oh my god. Like I said, like I really like besides X2, when we got this movie, The Wolverine, I was blown away. I think everybody was blown away when they saw the movie for the first time. But we also end the movie where it goes in the Days of Future Past. I thought we were gonna start getting peak stuff from the Fox Marvel X-Men movies. I thought from Wolverine on we were gonna start getting some peak shit. I was very wrong. I'm not gonna lie. We'll get into that because, like I said, that I was like, I could not wait for Days of Future Past after the Wolverine movie. So yeah. You said, Jimmy, you said, wait, I'm gonna go back a little bit. You said, Bethany said, I thought that was a good movie. Hugh Jackman looked fantastic. I'd say he was the most ripped in that movie. I agree. Alternate, you said, and that's an alternate world. Yeah, they could have used the hand as the main villain, or yeah, that would have been cool if they used the hand in that movie. That would have been sick. That being said, I just hated the part where he kept getting shot by arrows. Looked like a turkey. He did look like a turkey. That's funny. Dreamy said, Deacon Deacon Wolverine should have been the main villain. I'm not sure who that is. Wolverine's son. That would have been cool. I didn't know Wolverine had a son. That's really cool. Yeah, the possibilities could have been endless, but that movie was just so good. I think that was probably Fox's kind of first win, I would say. As far as the solo stuff, I think their first win. That was Wolverine at his peak. Alternate, you're exactly right. Like, that was Wolverine at his peak. That was the Wolverine we've been waiting for all this time. Like, peak. Okay, Logan's peak. I'm gonna put Logan, like I said, Logan's sad, but I'm gonna put it over X2. Because I really like Logan. It's really, really sad. They actually came out with a black and white version of Logan, and I really like that version. I find it really, really cool. And it's essentially based off of the Old Man Logan storyline. They took elements from that, and I like it. Now, mind you, people still want an Old Man Logan storyline where he's in the cowboy hat. He's kind of like with the whole, you know, Hulks and stuff and all that. Like people still kind of want it, but they took elements from here and there and from the Logan movie, and I liked what they did. And also seeing Caliban again was really really cool because we got introduced to Caliban in X-Men Apocalypse. So seeing Caliban again was really really cool. It wasn't the same actor that played Caliban in X-Men Apocalypse, but I still enjoyed it. I was like, I like seeing this character again and kind of getting the insight that he's kind of, I think if I'm correct, that he is kind of the reason they're able to track down mutants. I really like the idea of that, and just the whole, like I said, there's some sad elements of this movie, like especially when like the clone of Wolverine kills, you know, Professor X. That sequence made me cry. When he buries him, made me cry. The ending, oh my god, when Laura buries Logan and he says, "Don't let them be what they made you." Yeah, yeah, that just, oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, without that movie, for sure, we would not have gotten Deadpool and Wolverine. So, like, yeah, that movie kind of paved the way, especially for the coolest opening sequence ever for Deadpool 3. I mean, come on. Like, you if you know, you know. Like, Logan, oh man, that movie did a lot so we could get that opening sequence. So, yeah, I really like Logan. That's a movie I don't like to go back to too much only because it's so sad, but it's so good that's why I'm saying that. Like it's so good and sad and raw that I just, like I said, I sometimes it depends on what mood I'm in if I can even sit down and watch it. But I love the Berserker moment at the end of the film. Really really cool. That was our like back. That was like kind of a, because the entire in the entire movie we're kind of like, oh shit, like this, like what happened to our Wolverine? Like what's going on? Like we hated to see him like that. And the moment he gets shot with that kind of adrenaline, that was the Wolverine we got in the Wolverine movie. So it was so cool, so cool. Back to his Berserker mode. But you said in the Ultimate Universe, he had a son with Scarlet Witch. I think that's fire. I did not know that. In the comics, Winter Soldier kill Wolverine's wife. Oh shit. Jimmy, you said I wish they did the monster Caliban. Oh, that would have been cool. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. Okay, so alternate, you said X-Men Apocalypse had such a comic accurate suits. They did, and that was at the end, and we'll talk about that. And it was so violent. It was very very violent. Mind you, it was rated R. Check Discord for the Caliban image. I'll do it in a minute. I just want to get through this real quick, but we'll circle around back to it. I'll pull up Discord. But yeah, going on to X-Men First Class, I really like X-Men First Class. This is a movie that I found it like, I love the sense of direction. I love this kind of first class of X-Men, and I loved the kind of suits that they had. It was kind of like those, the picture of like the first class in the X-Men in X-Men 97, where it's on Professor X's wall. It's like the first class of X-Men of Jean and Scott and all that. I love the vibes of what they were trying to do, is showing this our first kind of first class of X-Men team. And I would say that this is the only movie that I would say that got the X-Men feel right, not only on score but on tone and also visuals. I really loved what they were doing with this movie. And we got introduced to Emma Frost in this movie. We got introduced to Azazel. We got introduced to a lot of cool characters in this. And I love the idea of us kind of getting a more of a look on Eric's past and kind of what his motivations were in this movie, and kind of seeing the friendship being built between Charles and Eric. I loved it. So First Class for me is definitely on peak. I'm gonna put it right here only because I don't know. I'm tempted to put it above the Wolverine. I'm gonna put it above the Wolverine because when I go back to this movie, it's so special to me, especially being introduced to Havoc, Scott's brother, for the first time. This movie, this universe could have been so good if they really would have took their time. I think it could have been probably the most accurate. So I'm gonna put X-Men First Class as number one for me, if I'm being honest. You said okay, you said, and I wish the Horsemen were different. Yeah, I know you do. I know. Beast looked like Sesame Street character though. What the heck? Yeah. Chewbacca looking at X-Men, man. I don't know why they didn't do Polaris and Scarlet Witch in the Fox movies. I don't know why either. Jamiki, then again, the Fox, X-Men movies or the Fox Marvel movies really didn't have any sense of direction, and the people that were working on the movies really didn't know what they were doing. Like I said, Kevin Feige, like the only kind of way Kevin Feige didn't have much pull, especially because he was kind of in the beginnings of things, and when it was X-Men 1 and all that. So you can kind of tell there was a little bit of fandom love there, but it really wasn't quite right where people thought at the time things wouldn't look right to have the yellow and blue suits. It's just you could tell fans weren't at the helm of these movies. You could tell sometimes, and they just wanted to do their own thing. But hopefully in the MCU we'll start getting characters like that. Hopefully, so never say never. Hopefully one day we will. But yeah, going on, and I really wish Matthew Vaughn would have came back for Days of Future Past, for X-Men Apocalypse. I wish he would have continued because he had a sense of tone. That tone kind of failed in those other movies. So, like I said, I think that in terms of all the X-Men movies, First Class is the best, in my personal opinion. Like, First Class is definitely the best, in my personal opinion. Okay, now, X-Men Days of Future Past, I don't love this movie. I really thought this movie was really bad when I was younger. I hated this movie. Now, as of right now, I don't know. I find myself sitting down and watching it when I can. I don't hate it as much now as I did before. And when you really look at the scope of the movie, it isn't really a bad movie. A part of me is tempted to either put it on great or put it on meh. I don't know. I'm not in love with this movie. I'm not in love with it. I don't know. I hate the Sentinels in this movie. I'm going to put it on meh. I'm going to put it on meh. And I'm going to put it above X-Men 1. I don't think that it's peak. I don't think that it's peak. I really don't. X-Men Days of Future Past, I find that I hate it sometimes still. Because I just didn't like the Sentinels. I hated the look of the Sentinels. I hated how futuristic they looked even in the future. I was like, this isn't believable, because even in the cartoons, even in the comics, the X-Men can still fight Sentinels and take some of them out. You couldn't take out any of those things in the movie. It was bullshit. I was like, what sense of direction are you guys trying to go? Because these Sentinels are too OP. I was like, this is bullshit. So I'm going to put it at meh. I'm going to put it at meh. I'm not putting it at great. I don't find the movie is great, but I'll give it meh. I'm going to be honest. The fights were unfair. Exactly, Bethany. The fights were bullshit. I was like, this does not show how the comics are or how the cartoon is. They're too overpowered. They're too overpowered. And mainly because of the deleted scene of Rogue, and of the taking abilities and stuff like that, and doing that, and also Mystique's ability. So it made it very unfair for mutants to fight these things. I hated it. Thought it was bullshit. And Wolverine had a little yellow and blue in his suit. What are we talking about? Wolverine had a little yellow and blue in his suit? I'm confused. Oh yeah, he did. In the future, yes, in the future. He did, which I liked. It wasn't quite there, but it was a little bit there. I liked it. And his hair is so accurate. It is, but I hate it. The Sentinels make it too unfair. I don't like watching it because it's just unfair. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, why couldn't we have the Sentinel that we had in Last Stand when they're in the danger room? Why couldn't we have that accurate Sentinel where they had to work together to take it down? Why couldn't we have those? That was the most accurate Sentinel we've ever had in live action, was the one that cameoed in Last Stand in the beginning of the movie. Like, if you guys know, you know. Like, I can get... Fuck it. Let me get an image. Like, this is the most accurate Sentinel, again, not now, we've ever had. And I'm gonna click this. Hopefully nothing weird happens. Can I zoom in? Can't zoom in. But let me go back. Yeah, this is the most accurate Sentinel we had of this thing right here in live action. And that's what I'm trying to say is that what the hell's this? What the hell is that? Bro has a propeller in his stomach. And people thought that was cool. The only thing they got right was the purple. That's about it. And then these things. What is this? Which you guys can't see it because my screen's kind of half off. Let me fix that real quick. Let me zoom it out. Let me move it over. There we go. Let me move it over for you guys. Like, what is this? And that's the crazy thing, is that people like this. This is bullshit. And then the bro had a propeller. That's not even accurate. He had a plastic Buzz Lightyear faceplate on these so-called accurate Sentinels. They have a plastic bubble shield, bro. It's goofy. This is the most accurate Sentinel, and I'm gonna say it, the most accurate Sentinel we've seen. Look. Most accurate. And we never got it again. I was like, this is such bullshit. I was like, at least they could take this down, and they had to work together to do it. I mean, also, we got like I think it was kind of like the fastball special. I can't remember what it's called, when like Colossus threw Wolverine into the Sentinel. That was sick. Pretty sure that's a move in the comics. But yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, I made my point. Like, this is bullshit. I just did not like how they did it, so it's definitely going to meh. Like I said, there's moments I find I'll sit and watch it, but I don't think it's great. I don't think it's peak. I don't think it's nearly as bad as I thought it was when I first watched it. You said in Quicksilver scene in Apocalypse was dope. Yeah, it was. Quicksilver scene in Apocalypse is dope, and we'll talk about that because there's a lot of cool scenes in Apocalypse. I find that I like that movie with X-Men X-Men First Class. I find that those are the two movies I like the most in terms of things, and I'll go into that in a minute. You said I like how they adapted to mutants' powers like Nimrod. That's the thing, though, is that I wish that we could have had both. Not that, like, not the way they looked, the design of the way they looked, but we could have had a thing like Nimrod, but it should not have looked like the way they looked, the futuristic Sentinels. I just thought they looked not, like, come on, bro. They looked goofy. They looked like a body part. Like, that's what they looked like. They looked disgusting. They didn't look cool. I was just like, no, these look, they kind of reminded me of, if you've seen Stranger Things, the plants, like the Demogorgon, like like the flower opening face and shit. I hated it when they had the beams come out. I thought it was so dumb. So yeah, no, it was unfair. Nah, some scenes I like, I'll watch it, but I don't think it's great. Nimrod should have been the main villain. Too bad he wasn't, Jamegi. Like I said, people that ran these movies didn't know what they were doing. Yeah, that's really accurate. Villain X-Men 97 had the best Sentinels. Well, they did. So ugly. It is ugly. That's the thing. Alternative, if you're saying the way the Sentinels looked in the beginning of Days of Future Past is ugly, you are right. Even when they were in the past, you are right. They are so ugly looking. They don't look accurate. They look goofy. People didn't know what they were doing. I hate how the Avengers game had Sentinels has the main boss. I didn't play the Avengers game. If that's true, that's weird. I did not play the Avengers game. Okay, so X-Men Apocalypse. I'm going to turn off my AC unit because at this point, I'm getting cold. Okay, cool. All right, sick. Let me turn that off. I mean, essentially, we can turn this off now because I don't have my window open anymore for the AC unit, so we can turn that off and kind of get the lighting like kind of a nice lighting right now. So yeah, so if I'm being totally honest, X-Men Apocalypse, I actually like a lot of elements of this, especially I like the opening, not the opening sequence essentially with Apocalypse, so I like the opening title card sequence, how we're kind of like going through like parts of Egypt and the kind of like in that time period piece of it all, of like, I think it takes place in like the 90s. I think that's when X-Men Apocalypse takes place, just by the clothing. I could be wrong, who knows, but I just like I love the vibe of us kind of getting, it feels the closest of 97, if that makes any sense. And I can't really describe it on the tone of like how like the 97 show or the 90s X-Men show is, that it felt like a very period piece in the 90s. It felt very much like that, where I was like, okay, this might be the most kind of sort of accurate, I think, in terms of the characters that were casted. Especially I like the dude that played Cyclops. I can't remember his name, but I really liked him as Cyclops. I thought he was really, really cool. And I'm not gonna lie, I did not mind Sophie Turner as Jean. I thought that was probably the best sort of casting I think we've had of the two, of the main core. You know what I mean? If they were a little older, I think that it could have been a damn close interpretation of the X-Men are, if I'm being honest. But I did like it. I did like the Cyclops in it. Especially, I loved the glasses, how they were like thicker. They had like it was almost like a cup version on the glasses, so like his beams couldn't come out before he got the visor. I loved it, and especially we got the comic accurate suits at the end of the film. Wish they would have stuck with them going into was it X-Men, X-Men the Phoenix or whatever? I can't remember what the hell the next movie is called. X-Men a Dark Phoenix. Yeah, Dark Phoenix. I really wish they would have kept those outfits, but they didn't, which pissed me off. But like I said, I really liked the suits at the end of the film. I loved Quicksilver in the movie. I thought he was really, really cool. He had the coolest sequences, especially fighting Apocalypse. And like as Quicksilver's fighting Apocalypse, he's able to catch up and see Quicksilver move really, really fast. He's able to like get his ability. I thought that was really, really cool. He was able to see him and stop him. I thought that was cool when you got the lock on him. So, like I said, there was elements of this movie I thought were really, really cool. And I did like seeing Angel as one of the horsemen of Apocalypse. Thought that was cool. And I think also, I think her name is Elizabeth Bibb or whatever. I think that's her name. The girl that played Psylocke. I thought she did a really, really good job. So, like I said, there are elements, and she had a comic accurate suit too. So there are elements that I feel like this movie, I was like, okay, I like the sense of direction that they were kind of trying to go in. Apocalypse, yes, I will say, what is it? I'm trying to think of his name. Oscar Isaac did not play the best Apocalypse. That's true. I think we could have a better version of Apocalypse in the future. But I thought for what we got, I was like, I could see what they're trying to do here. Like, I could tell that's Apocalypse. They got the design kind of down. So I'm not complaining too much, if I'm being honest. Apocalypse isn't really my favorite X-Men villain. So I was kind of like, I see what they're trying to do. They're kind of getting the point across. He has the Horseman. I get it. I'm going to be honest. I think it was pretty accurate, if I'm being honest. It kind of was. Whether they kind of maybe did things that people didn't like. I enjoy that movie. I like watching that movie. So I'm gonna be honest. I want to put it. I'm gonna put it at great. I'm not gonna put it at peak. I'm gonna put it at great. And you guys might not agree with me on that, but I do like Apocalypse. I like X-Men Apocalypse. I think it might be the best out of Days of Future Past, Dark Phoenix, and that. I think it's the best one besides First Class. I think it's the best one that kind of fits tonally of where the direction of where they eventually the X-Men movies would have went. So I do like it. I do like that movie. You said the main. Wait, you said okay. Let me go back. Okay, you said I wonder if Logan's suit would look like in X-Men Apocalypse. Okay, we saw that. Okay, I think I'm missing some more. Okay, back. Okay, here we go. Weapon X scene is peak. The other scene is cool when he's going berserker. That is cool. And a comic accurate suit at the end. Yeah, with at the end of the film with all them in their suits was fire. That was the first time we've seen them in their comic accurate suits, and I agree. Okay, so I wonder how Logan's suit would have looked like in X-Men Apocalypse. Probably would have looked cool if he was younger. Or maybe if they aged those characters up, that would have been dope, but it didn't happen. I like X-Men Apocalypse, but weird choices for X-Men in the design of Apocalypse suck, and they wasted Jubilee. I do agree. Jubilee didn't have much to do in that film, so I do agree with you there. But then again, Jubilee's not my favorite X-Men, so I didn't really care as much. But I do think Jubilee needed more scenes. And I think she had a lot more in the deleted scenes, but they took them out. But I do agree. And Apocalypse, I hate to say it, like it was pretty accurate. Some choices could have been better. I am going to agree with you there. But I did see the point across where I was like, the Horseman, yes. Him being able to kind of like do the powers that he had, yes. I was like, okay. I was like, that's Apocalypse. I see it. Apocalypse, like I said, I don't really care. Didn't really care as much because Apocalypse isn't my favorite. So I was kind of like, okay, like I see what they're doing here. Their point is across, but I do understand where you're coming from. I do like your points on why you liked it, but you just wish they would have went in a different direction with some designs of Apocalypse and having Jubilee have more scenes. I do agree with you there, Jamigi. Um, they also okay. You said they also teased Mr. Sinister and Gambit was supposed to be in the Apocalypse. That would have been cool. That would have been dope if Gambit was supposed to be in the movie. I didn't know he was supposed to be in the movie. I liked Quicksilver scene. He had really good ones. Oh yeah, especially when he's saving everybody from the X Mansion was really cool too. When Quicksilver did that, I'm the one thing I'm not going to forgive the movie for doing is killing um Alex. Killing Havoc pissed me off. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Havoc was the coolest character in X-Men Days of Future, X-Men First Class, and the fact that they killed him off to benefit to benefit Scott to becoming an X-Men because he didn't want to be at the X-Mansion in the beginning pissed me off. I was like, bro, you've got to be kidding me. You just killed off one of the coolest characters, especially if Apocalypse would have got his hands on him. We could have had some of the coolest fight sequences ever between Cyclops and between Havoc. We could have the coolest fight sequences ever. But no, they said, let me just kill bro. I was like, bro, you wasted one of the coolest characters. That also, let's talk about Alex's aura. Like, what is that aura? Bro had swagger. Havoc had swagger. He was the coolest character ever. Ever. I'm gonna be honest. I would say he had the coolest aura and the coolest tone and the coolest abilities. I would even say more than the way they were making Cyclops look in the first 3 X-Men movies. Like, I was like, bro ain't shit compared to Havoc. Like, Havoc is cool. I was like, Havoc is that dude. Havoc is that dude. And I never felt that way when James Marsden was Cyclops. I was like, this isn't really accurate. He doesn't seem like that leader. So I'm gonna be honest, like, I can only imagine like what they could have done of having him be a horseman. Havoc, that would have been insane. And someone pointed that out and like what could make X-Men Apocalypse like the script even better, and it was having Havoc become a horseman and having Scott have to fight him. That would be his reasoning to kind of be like, okay, I'm gonna step up. I gotta help out. My brother's been taken, like, you know what I mean, and it's not him. He's been taken over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would have been so cool, but they I don't know. There's some elements that could have been better, but I do find myself that I like this movie the most. Even out of the older films, I find that I rewatched that movie even more than X2. So, like I said, actually, because of that reason I said that, I'm gonna put it above X2. I'm gonna put it there. You guys might not agree with me, but I do like that movie a lot. More I'm talking about it, I watched that movie more than X2. It's gonna go peak. It's gonna go peak. You guys might not agree with me there, but that movie really made me fall in love. I think with besides First Class, really made me fall in love with the X-Men. So yeah, it's I own it. I own the collector's edition of that movie. So yeah, I'm gonna put it at peak. Yeah, I hated that Cyclops died. You mean Havoc? Yeah, I hated how Havoc died. I mean Havoc. Yeah, it ticked me off. Olivia Munn. Yeah, Munn. Yeah, Olivia Munn. Yeah, great. She was great. As Psylocke, and I really wish that we could have had more with her because I thought she played the character very well, but they didn't give her enough sequences. Like I said, there's some elements here I wish that they would have like gave her more sequences. Didn't kill Havoc, made him a horseman. Like, there's things that could have made this script really, really good. And if they, yeah, I do agree with Jamegi. If they would have changed the design, it could have been even better. But like I said, there's so many great sequences in this movie that I think outweigh all these other trashy X-Men movies of X. I'm gonna be honest, X-Men 1 isn't the best. You know what I mean? That's why it's at meh. You know what I mean? I really do feel like as it went on, things started getting better. And I think First Class and I think Apocalypse shows that things were getting better, but they weren't quite there yet. So that's why I'm putting it there. But okay, so going on to Dark Phoenix, it's going really bad. It's going really bad. Now if I'm being honest, it's not worse than Blade. It's not worse than Blade 3. If I'm being honest, it's not as bad as X-Men Origins. I hate X-Men Origins. It's really bad. I never want to watch that movie again. And when this movie is on, Dark Phoenix, I can see myself sitting and watching it. So I'm gonna, and it's funny, and I find it ironic that I'm putting it right next to the original, like, original Phoenix storyline of The Last Stand. But I think and I'm gonna ask the chat this because I'm gonna let you guys depict What do you think is worse, Dark Phoenix or X-Men Last Stand? What do you think is worst? Because it's in really, really bad. I know that for a fact, but where are you going to put it? Do you find that it's worse than Last Stand or better than Last Stand? I'm trying to think of Dark Phoenix and think of the sequences where I could put. I'm gonna be honest. I like the way Jean looked as the Phoenix in that. Then I think I like, and again, it wasn't accurate at all, but I like the way she looked there than the way she looked in Last Stand. She looked creepy as shit in Last Stand, dude. So you said Dark Phoenix is worse or better? You guys gotta tell me. Last Stand, I hated Last Stand. So Last Stand you think is worse than Dark Phoenix? Or better than Dark Phoenix? You guys gotta be specific, because I'm gonna be honest. Last Stand, like the last Dark Phoenix had a cool outer space moment. Yeah, outer space moment, and the train sequence was good. It was cool. It was cool. She got her powers from a cosmic rays. What the fuck? Cosmic rays. What the fuck? That's some Fantastic Four shit. I think, dude, if the Phoenix does come from space, and it was accurate there. So, Alternator, did you not know that? Like, it doesn't happen the way it happens, where it's like in Last Stand, how it just awakens. That's not how it is. So, Last Stand is better than Dark Phoenix. I don't think so. And the more I'm thinking about it, I love the suits in Dark Phoenix. I know not a lot of people love them, but they are accurate. And I think those same suits are the same suits we're going to be getting in the new season of X-Men 97. I heard that those are the suits we're going to be getting. And I like Scott's visor, the new visor he has in Dark Phoenix. So, I'm going to be honest, and I do like that train sequence. I like the sequence where it's Scott versus Magneto, and like, you know what I mean, when they're fighting in the train station. I like that sequence when, you know, Beast and Magneto are trying to go after Jean, and I think it's Storm, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and also Professor X that's trying to stop them from killing Jean. I like those sequences there more than I do Last Stand. And Last Stand, they did Storm dirty. They did Storm dirty as shit in Last Stand. She was getting thrown around the room by the cloning twins, the twins. She was getting her ass whooped by that one girl, and I thought that was the stupidest shit. No. So we're putting it above. We're putting it above. This could stay here, but yeah, Dark Phoenix is better. It is better. I'm sorry, guys. It really is. When you really think about it, Last Stand was trash. I hate watching that movie. I can't sit and even just sit and watch it. They had much potential of it being good. The return of the Hellfire would be dope with Emma Frost, Dorian. Wait, you said Donald Price or Pierce, Harry Lynch, Leland, and Mastermind. Some of those names I do not know, Jamigi, because like I said, you're really good at like knowing comics and stuff. Some I know, some I don't, and especially if I have a picture, I could be like, oh, I know who that is. But yeah, Dark Phoenix, if it was done right, like of some of the elements, I thought for what they did, it was definitely better than what they did with Last Stand. I definitely think so. And I like the space sequence. I thought that was cool too. It looked good. So yeah, it's ahead of Last Stand. Because Last Stand was a joke. All Hellfire Club members. Okay, I got you. Because I know who the Hellfire Club is. I know that they, you know, work for Magneto. So I know that. So, yeah. Like I said, it didn't. I know you're talking about Last Stand of like the members that were there, but just not. Like it just. I thought also for the members we had for in Dark Phoenix, and I can't point a lot of them out, but I thought were pretty cool. I thought what Eric was trying to do with, like, you know, he kind of had his island, and he had his mutants that there, you know what I mean, to separate so they could live in peace. There was elements there that they did I just really, really liked. Days of Future Past in Met, but Apocalypse in Peak. Oh boy, Zach. Okay, look. I don't like the Sentinels in Days of Future Past. I hate them. They're not accurate. They're ridiculous. They couldn't even fight any of them and take any of them out. Storm with her electricity. She didn't take any of them out. She blew up. She had to blow up the X jet to thinking, oh, with the engine that'll take them out. That didn't do shit. They just shook it off like it was like yeah, they just like kind of like just shook it off, like they just got like trucked. They're like, oh, nothing, you know what I mean, we just got hit, we're good. Like, it was bullshit. They weren't accurate. I thought it was bullcrap. You've broken my heart, Zach. Dude, I'm sorry. X-Men Apocalypse I think is better than Days of Future Past. I don't find myself really liking Days of Future Past. I really don't. I just don't like the Sentinels. I think maybe if the Sentinels looked better, it would be bearable. I'd be like, okay, and if the X-Men actually stood a chance. And also, we can't forget, they killed Banshee off screen, which was dumb because Banshee was one of the other cooler characters that they introduced in First Class. They killed Angel, not Angel. They killed Emma. They killed Emma Frost. They also killed can't remember her name. Maybe it wasn't. Was it Angel. What was the one that had kind of like the wings in First Class? I can't remember her name. It might be that. You guys gotta let me know. But they killed her off too. They just killed off so many characters off screen, and I also think they killed off Azazel. So it was bullshit. I was like, this is so dumb. I was like, no. I loved Banshee. Killing him off was such a L. I agree. That's what I'm saying, bro. And again, those Sentinels weren't accurate. You cannot deny that. Those Sentinels were not accurate. They were bullshit. Angel. Was that her name? Okay. Yeah, they killed her off. So it was dumb. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, you guys are killing off everybody. It was depressing. I remember sitting in the movie just so depressed. I was like, this is so dumb. And this is not how I remember the Days of Future Past storyline going. I'm like, they have elements right, but I was like, this is not how I expected this to go. And I don't hate it as much. I find that it's just meh. I mean, the best I could give it is probably great. The best I could give it is great. I'll give it great. Okay? I'll give it great. I'm not giving it peak. Not giving it peak. And, you know what I mean? I still don't like that. I find it that I can sit down and watch Days of Future Past. I'll give it great. But I can't give it peak. I really, really can't. The Sentinels ruin it for me. I think if they were better, I think that it would be a better film. But I don't know. There's just a lot of things in this movie. Like I said, I could sit down and watch this and it's bearable. But I just hate the Sentinels. I hated what they did with them. Okay, now, was it New Mutants? Okay, so now New Mutants, when I sat and I watched this movie, and I went to the theater to watch this movie, and this was around COVID time, and I might have just been like hungry for like movies at the time, because at the time the theaters were closed. I think this was at the start of them like starting to open up again. I can't quite remember because it was such a long time ago, but I remember really enjoying this, and the only reason I say that is because there was a lot of characters in this that I really did like. I can't remember his name, but the one dude from Stranger Things, the one dude that's wearing the cap, I really liked him, and I liked his ability. I thought it was really, really cool. He was able to run through things or like make himself like I don't know what his mutant name is. I can't remember what his actual name is, but I like how he can kind of turn himself into a missile, a rocket. I thought that was really, really cool. And I really liked Magic. This was our first introduction to Magic, and I loved that character. Anya Taylor-Joy killed that role. She killed it. Loved it. We got introduced to the Sunspot in this movie. We got introduced to the Sunspot in Days of Future Past, but I was like, I didn't even know who the hell that was. And I think in terms of what looked cooler, that Sunspot or the Sunspot we got in not Dark Phoenix, but New Mutants. I liked the look of him in New Mutants. I thought he was cool. So, and he had more to do there than he did in Days of Future Past. He just kept getting killed. Charlie Heaton, Charlie Heaton, is that how you say it? Is the actor. Yeah, I like him as the character as Jonathan in Stranger Things. I like that character, and I liked who he played in this movie. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I did. I can't put it at meh. I'll put it at great. I enjoyed the movie. I know a lot of you guys might be like, what the hell are you talking about? But I enjoyed this movie. I did. It might not have the best script, but for what the I think the fight sequences I think outweighed the bad of the script. And also, if I'm being honest, this movie, and I don't know if any of you guys caught it, connects to the Logan movie. There's a sequence in this movie when it's the girl that's kind of testing everybody in the facility. She has footage, and it's the same footage that's in the Logan movie, and it was the same place that Laura was being kept. So it is connected. It's connected to X-23. It's like the same program. I think if I'm correct, Sinister, that was around the time they were trying to do like the Sinister stuff, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. You said great. Oh my god, Zach, what? Dude, I like this movie. I don't have a good category. I put it in good. Like I mean, I can say here, we'll say good. We'll say good. We don't have to say great. Good. I like this movie. I don't own this movie, shockingly enough, but I think good. I think it's in good. I think we could put X-Men: The Days of Future Past because I'll sit and watch that. But if I had to choose between the both Days of Future Past or New Mutants, I'm choosing New Mutants. I'm choosing New Mutants. Like that's the thing. I'm choosing New Mutants over Days of Future Past. I'm sorry. I really am. Danny Moonstar, Cannonball, and the worst mutant ever, Wolfsbane. Yeah, I didn't care for Wolfsbane. Yeah, I didn't care for that character, but I did like Cannonball. I did like Danny Moon. I thought was cool. I thought she was a cool character. She was the main character of the movie. And like I said, I liked Sunspot and I liked Magic. Anya Taylor-Joy, I love a lot of things that she's in, and I thought she gave such a great performance. You know what I mean? I do think that movie is good. You know what I mean? And I'll watch it. I think in terms of what I'll watch, I think that these are two great movies to have and good because there are moments in these movies I really do enjoy, but I do think New Mutants is better than Days of Future Past. I do. Very bold take. I respect your boldness, dude. I'm just you can't tell me there weren't cool scenes in New Mutants, bro. There were cool sequences in that. Like it was fire. It was fire, dude. I wouldn't say it was peak, but there was cool sequences in it. So I don't think the movie's all that bad. I can't put it in Met and I can't put it in bad. Can't do it. Okay, Daredevil. You guys might hate me for this. This shit's going in really bad. I hate this movie. I hate it. I did a review on this movie. It's trash. Trash. Now, I'm going to be honest. Where do I put it amongst the trash? Where do I put it amongst the trash? I don't know. I think it's going above Blade 3. I think at least that. Will I put it above Wolverine Origins? Probably not. No. I think that's fair. Daredevil is trash, and if someone tells me otherwise, you're fooling yourself. The Daredevil movie is bad. I'm sorry. It is so bad. The stupid sequence with Elektra, with the music, and she's fighting sandbags with Crayola horns on that shit. Like, what are you talking about? That shit is bad, dude. It is bad. Daredevil sleeping in a coffin. So emo. Bullshit. Colin Farrell. Like, it was bullshit. And he's like, I never miss. It was cringe. The Daredevil movie is probably the worst movie out of everything. The worst movie Fox has ever produced. It's probably the worst movie. I hate it. I hate that movie. It's trash. New Mutants is great. What the F? What are you talking about? New Mutants isn't good. I put it in good. Because I got rid of great. Because a lot of you guys thought, well, it couldn't be in great. So I said good. You know what I mean? I think good's fair. Would I say it's great? No. But good is fair. I think that's pretty fair. But yeah. No. Daredevil's trash. It's going behind Logan. Because I find myself, I could sit and watch Logan, even though I said I just rewatched it and I don't even want to watch it. But if I had a choice, or if I had no choice and I had to choose one, I'm choosing Logan and Last Stand and Dark Phoenix over Daredevil. Like, I'm doing it. And now, like I said, now if I had to choose between Daredevil and Blade 3, I'm choosing Daredevil. Yeah. You said, okay, did you like Affleck as Daredevil? Hell no. Hell no. Especially the sequence where they're fighting at the park on the teeter totter, dude. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Probably the best thing about that movie is um Jennifer Gardner as Elektra. That's the best thing that came out of that movie. And her movie wasn't even good. So there you go. Like that's the thing, is that she is the best thing that came out of that movie and the hottest thing that came out of that movie. Like I mean, she came back in Deadpool and Wolverine. She came back and she kicked ass. It felt like she never left that role, and she was the standout of that movie. But it was goofy what they were doing with her with the sandbags, dude. That was goofy as shit at the training montage. Yeah, you said lol. Daredevil sleeping in the coffin. Oh man, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's just goofy as shit. What is he, a vampire? Okay, Elektra was stupid and can't be fun. It was so dumb. Yeah. Bullseye causing causing that grandma on the plane to choke. Peanut was funny thing I've ever seen. See, you know what I'm talking about. Shit is goofy, dude. I remember that too. Choking on the peanut. I do remember that on the plane. I do remember that. It just is so goofy. It's so bad. Ben Affleck hated making that movie too. I saw behind the scenes of that, and there was a jumping sequence where he's like running in the church, trying to jump from pew to pew, going after Bullseye. It was so goofy, and Ben Affleck couldn't even do it, and he got so upset. It just, no, that movie is bad, dude. It's so bad. It's that early stages of making comic book movies, and it's probably the worst. It's the worst. That costume is trash, and the people say it's better than Charlie Cox's suit. They could shut the hell up. Superwise, if people say that, they are so freaking wrong. It's so sad. It is so sad. That suit is so trash. So trash. I can't even. Talking about the movie upsets me. I'm so glad, like, because especially when you got compared to the peak of Charlie Cox's Daredevil, his performances, Matt Murdock, him as Daredevil in the suit. I mean, come on. Like, it's so trash, man. Like, it's so trash what the Ben Affleck Daredevil version, man. The movie is so bad when you, especially compared to like what we got with Netflix. It's so bad. Like, no, come on, bro. That's sad. And also the Kingpin of that movie was so dumb. So dumb. You said thoughts on Kingpin. I didn't like that Kingpin either. I can't even remember the actor's name that played that Kingpin. I was like, I remember saying when that sequence popped up when I found out he was Kingpin, I was like, that's Kingpin? What are we doing? I was like, what the hell? I was like, it's overall bad. The only thing that makes me feel like I could sit and watch that movie is Jennifer Gardner. She is so fine in that movie. I mean, like, come on. I mean, if anybody says otherwise, that the reasons that they like that movie, they're lying. They're lying. It's bad. It's bad. And in terms of, like, and let's be real. Out of all the movies that's in really bad, would you really say New Mutant is better than New Mutants? The only pass I could see is someone saying Dark Phoenix. That's the only pass that I could probably see someone say. But even then, it's like, yeah, no. Like, I can't imagine, no. Like, oh, it was the guy from Green Mile. He played in a lot. I know, yeah, I recognize him from Green Mile. But yeah, like I said, I like New Mutants way more than I like anything in this row. Way more. And I'll sit and watch that. Because it's like, I can go back to this from time to time because it's one of those movies I can rewatch. But these, I don't know. I could probably rewatch Dark Phoenix probably a little bit more. Maybe, nah, I was just gonna say, should we put Dark Phoenix in bad? Because that's the one I feel like that could probably go there. Because I'll sit and watch this. It's not something I'll sort out, but I could sit and watch it. I don't know. I'll leave it there. But I think it probably could go to bad. What do you guys think? Do you think Dark Phoenix could probably go up to bad? And we'll leave everything else? Let me know. Let me know what you think on that. I think it could go up. Because I could, there's sequences of this where I could sit and watch. Unlike these. No. Elektra. And I haven't watched Elektra in forever, but I know for a fact it's better than Blade 3. So I might put Elektra right after Daredevil. I think I'm going to leave it there on that one. I think it's pretty fair to put Elektra above Blade 3 because Blade 3 is atrocious. I mean, I haven't watched that movie in forever, but I remember watching sequences lately on YouTube because I was like, I can't remember much about this. What was this movie? I was like, nope. I was like, nope. Yeah, that was it Jessica Biel lady, if that's her name. Yeah, bro. She wasn't an action star. It's just too cringe. I think I watched like the final fight because I was like, oh, what's the sequence? I was like, nope. It's like when they save Ryan Reynolds' character and she starts flipping and shit. I was like, that's so cringe. Of Blade 3. I was like, nah, dude. Fantastic Four. Peak. Peak. Fantastic Four is so good, and I'm gonna put it above. I don't know, this is really, really hard because now I'm doing it in the order. Ooh, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it here. Come on, flip. Why are you flipping? There we go. I'm gonna put this here. This is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. I think that's pretty fair. I think that's pretty fair. That's how I'll do it. In that ranking of how I rank them right there. Yeah. Fantastic Four I love. I love that movie so much. And I'm tempted to put it over Logan. I'm tempted to put it over the Wolverine. I'm tempted to put it over X-Men First Class because I love the first Fantastic Four movie. I'm doing it. Fuck it. I'm putting Fantastic Four in front of all of them. I'm doing it. I love the first Fantastic Four movie. I find myself rewatching this movie a lot. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. It is probably the best. The best out of all of them. It's probably the best, dude. I love the first Fantastic Four movie. That is the one I'm most proud of to say I watched probably before all the X-Men. I think I watched them before all the X-Men movies. Was the Fantastic Four movie. That I think I fell in love with the Fantastic Four before I even fell in love with the X-Men. So I'm putting Fantastic Four at number one at peak. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'd put Elektra before Daredevil. Lol. Okay, you said Fantastic Four 2000s and The Rise of Silver Surfer are goated. You know, bro. You know. And we're putting Silver Surfer at peak. We're putting Rise of the Silver Surfer at peak. I loved the way they did Silver Surfer in that movie. Now, like I said, the Galactus they fucked up on. Galactus was a big fuck up. But other than that, I'm putting it peak. There was some cool. I mean, come on. The chase sequence between Johnny and Silver Surfer. I find myself where I type that in every once in a while just to watch that sequence. I remember when I was sitting in the theater, Silver Surfer flies by, and then Reed turns to Johnny and says, "Johnny," and he said, "But this is Dolce," and he's like, "It's flame on!" I was like, "What fucking yo!" And he starts chasing after him. It's the coolest sequence ever. It's the coolest sequence ever. I think that on the consistency, I like Fantastic Four 1 and 2. I find that they're both great. I find that the second one doesn't dip as much as people say. Like I said, I hate Cloud Galactus. I hate it. I'm not denying anybody there. But I can't even say that I'd even put that in good or even the great. It's peak. That is what I grew up with, and there are so many. I love it. I love it. So having Silver Surfer in live action, who would have thought we would have ever have gotten that? I mean, come on. And it was done cool. The way Silver Surfer looked in that movie was cool. Was cool. I'll give them credit where credit is due. What they did was cool as shit with Silver Surfer. I kind of hope when we get him in the MCU, he kind of looks like that. You know what I mean? I think that was a solid Silver Surfer. A solid Norrin Rad. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's peak. It's peak. Like I said, I hate Cloud Galactus, but it's peak. Especially the Fantastic Car. That was the first time we got the Fantastic Car in live action. We're going to get that car again in the Fantastic Four movie in the MCU, which is cool. So I'm giving it peak. I'm giving it peak. Human Torch Silver Surfer chase is insanely cool. That's what I'm saying. I rewatch that from time to time. That shit is in my bloodstream of peakness. It's never going to go. That scene alone makes it peak. That was one of the coolest sequences in terms of both flying people. Was the coolest shit ever. It's probably up there in terms of fight sequences in the sky. It has to be like in the top 3 to in the top 5. Like I can't think of many flying sequences right now. You know what I mean on the top of my head, but it's up there. It's up there. One of the coolest movies, probably one of the coolest moments of all the comic book movie action sequences. It's up there. It's so cool. I love it. I love the speed. I love the chase. I'm a sucker for speed sequences, and when I see stuff like that, it's so cool. It's so cool. I mean, Human Torch was my favorite character, and I mean Chris Evans. Come on, like I loved him in Fantastic Four, and then my love transferred to him when he became Captain America. It followed him when he came into the MCU as Captain America. I fell in love with that character because it resonated. That character resonated with me, and that just those movies. I mean, come on. Without those movies, I don't even think Chris Evans probably would have like. I think in a world where he didn't take Fantastic Four, I don't see him taking Captain America. And in the multiversal world, I think if he never became Johnny Storm, he would not have become Captain America. And if he didn't become Johnny Storm and then become Captain America, we would not have or actually, if he didn't become Johnny Storm, we wouldn't have him come back in Deadpool and Wolverine. We owe a lot to the Fantastic Four movies, so it's peak. It's peak for me. There's so nostalgia there. That's why I'm putting them above all these other ones. It's so much nostalgia for me. Those movies nailed the team dynamic exactly. You said it, Superwise. You said it. It nailed the team dynamic. It did, and I'm so excited to see that again in the MCU. That team dynamic. So excited. I'm so excited for the Fantastic Four. I still can't believe we're getting Fantastic Four in the MCU, but yeah. Going on. Fan Four Stick. You already know where I'm putting. You already know where I'm putting Fan Four Stick, dude. Yeah, dude. Actually, yeah, bro. It's going here. It's going here. I still don't think it's worse than Blade 3, but it's going here. It's going right after Elektra. I think it's going right after Elektra. To be honest, Beth makes a good point. This movie's all about Elektra's badness. You mean by bad, I mean hot. So I might even have to do that. I might have to do that. There we go. I'm doing that. Just because I love Jennifer Gardner's Elektra. Fine. I said the only reason why I would watch the Daredevil was for her, and she has her own movie. So it's going above Daredevil, dude. It's gonna be Fan Four Stick is going right after Daredevil. I hate that movie. I never find myself to rewatch that movie. I find myself rewatching all these other movies before I watch Fan Four Stick, dude. We'll never forget buying Fan Four Stick on DVD and being so confused that it ended so early, laughing my ass off. Yeah, dude. I remember sitting in the theater thinking, what the fuck is this? I was like, what is this? I was like, if they think that this movie is better than the early 2000s Fantastic Four movies, they are wrong. I was like, they are so wrong. I was like, this movie doesn't even come close to the peak that the early movies did. The CGI looks better back in the day than it looked in that movie. No. That movie's trash. I'm glad we didn't get a sequel. I think I went to the drive-in when I saw that movie too. I don't even think I sat in the theater. I think I went to the drive-in with my friends, and I was thinking, what the hell is this? I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I was getting ready to sneak over to another show of something else and go watch that instead of watching that. Like, that's how bad it was. I was like, I hate this movie. You already know. Do I even have to say it? We're on Ghost Rider now. And if anybody knows me, I love Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. It's going on peak. Both of these movies are going on peak. I love both of these movies. Yeah, the sequel might not have been as great, but I loved what they did with the sequel, with how he was able to turn. Remember when he turned that big, like, construction crane into like some demon possessed machinery? Was so cool. And yeah, and Ghost Rider 1, I mean, come on, like, bro. Would I say it's better than the first Fantastic Four movies? No, but I think it's on par, so it's going like that. I love the Ghost Rider movies. Love them. And the first time Nicolas Cage's Johnny turns into Ghost Rider is one of the most iconic sequences, I think, of comic book anything. Like, it was so cool. It's so cool. Ghost Rider 1 is fun. It's good, dude. It's good. I love the Ghost Rider movies. I find that they are peak because that's what got me into the character. I think that they're the most accurate in terms of doing it with introducing the devil in them. The kind of the tone is just very Ghost Rider. In terms of the curse and everything like that, and then devil being involved. I like it. I like it a lot, and I think I think that's what I hope to see, like those vibes when we get Ghost Rider in the MCU, is that kind of transfers over, because I find that they did that very very well. So I remember going to see the second Ghost Rider in theaters, and I actually dressed up. I actually had a like a rubber Ghost Rider mask with like flame hair. And I remember having a Ghost Rider jacket where it had Ghost Rider on the back and it said Ghost Rider. So I actually brought a chain from my swing set at my house. I like took the swings down, got the chain, and I wrapped it around me like I was Ghost Rider. Like I love that movie. Nostalgia alone, I'm putting it there. And I like rewatching that movie from time to time. So it's going at peak. The second Ghost Rider movie, yeah, there's a second Ghost Rider movie. Yeah, there is. There is, Jim McGee, and it's good. I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's bad. I remember really just enjoying myself watching it. Do I think it's better than the first one? No, but I think it's a good one still. It's going peak. Deadpool 1 is on peak. We're on Deadpool, guys. I think Deadpool 1 is peak, and I'm trying to figure out where I'd put it. I think I'm going to put it like right here. Right after Logan. I think Deadpool 1 is there. It's crazy to think that we even got a Deadpool movie, because they weren't going to do it, and it wasn't until Ryan Reynolds or someone on Ryan Reynolds' team released that leaked footage. I remember when that leaked footage came out of like the starter footage of the Deadpool like opening sequence where he's like trying to like the highway sequence. I remember when that scene was leaked out, and that's what made people be like, "Oh, we actually want this." So I'm so glad that whoever on Deadpool's team, or not Deadpool's team, Ryan Reynolds' team, leaked out that footage, because without that footage, we would not have had a Deadpool movie. So yeah, I'm glad that we got it. You said Mephisto is a Ghost Rider 1 and his son back. Wait, yeah, Mephisto is in Ghost Rider 1 and his son Blackheart. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it just I really really like it though on like Deadpool 1. I mean, Deadpool 1 is such a fun ride. I really like this movie a lot. I think I find myself rewatching Deadpool 1 more than Deadpool 2. I rewatched Deadpool 2. I did not like Deadpool 2 at first when I was sitting in the theater watching it. And I remember I didn't go to my prom, my senior prom, because I knew Deadpool was coming out. And it's such a nerdy thing to do, but I didn't go to my senior prom because Deadpool 2 came out. So, but I remember when I was sitting in that theater watching Deadpool 2, I was like, this movie's shit. I was like, this movie is ass. I hate this movie. I think I just had a bad experience, because when I rewatched this movie, fairly recent, I think it was before, I know it was before Deadpool 3 came out. I was watching it with my sister because she never watched Deadpool 2. And we were both like, this is a good movie. What are you talking about? And I was like, oh my god, this is a good movie. Like, why did I not like it when I first watched it? Deadpool 2 is good. It's solid. Do I say it's better than Deadpool 1? No, because I like the story of Deadpool 1. That it's really him leaving Vanessa because, you know, he didn't like the way he looked, and not because of the way he didn't like the way he looked, because he had cancer. He didn't want to have to let her kind of bear to watch him die. He's like, I want you watching me be sick. I don't want that for you. You know what I mean? And you know, he gets his abilities. He ends up turning ugly, and you know, Ajax is kind of the villain of the movie, and it's like he has to save his girl. I love the idea of that story. It's such a simple story, but it works for a Deadpool movie. I like it. It's good. And like I said, I find it better than Deadpool 2 still. I even know Cable's involved in Deadpool 2. The what is it? I can't remember the kid's name in Deadpool 2. But I know he's Fire Fist. I do remember that, and his name being Fire Fist. But him kind of like trying to help the kid out and kind of send them on the right path, and telling Cable that people can change. There's a good story elements there of some good life lessons of, you know what I mean? Like, just because something happens, or like, oh, in a comic book sense of just because someone turns into that in the future doesn't mean they're going to turn into that now. Like, just like the slightest things can change the future. Like, the slightest kind of putting people down the right path can change who they're supposed to be in the future. It's good, you know what I mean? I do like that, but like I said, do I say it's better than Deadpool 1? No, but I am gonna say it is good. I'm gonna put it above New Mutants. I'm gonna put it above New Mutants because I like it better than New Mutants. I do. So I'm gonna put it there. Now, the last one we have right here is Deadpool 3. You already know. You already know. And I'm going to put Deadpool 3 first. I'm going to put Deadpool 3 first. Because I love Deadpool 3. I love everything about it. It gives me the best things that I loved about the Fox universe. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Again, I'm going into spoilers here for Deadpool 3. But the only reason I'm saying Deadpool 3 is on the list because it is a part of the Fox kind of Deadpool movie trilogy, and the Deadpool 3 is kind of a swan song of saying, you know, goodbye to the Fox universe, and we have a lot of Fox characters in this movie. So, and without all these movies, we would not have gotten Deadpool 3 if you really think about it. Like I said, we had cameos for a lot of people that we talked about of their own movies, and or them cameoing in a lot of these movies. They made appearances in Deadpool and Wolverine. We had Wesley Snipes play. We had Jennifer Gardner's Elektra. We had Channing Tatum's Gambit, which, you know, he was supposed to get his own movie, but it never happened, but we got to have him. We had Chris Evans' Human Torch. Like, there was elements of everything that I loved about the Fox universe. And again, there's not too much I like about the Fox movies, but the things that I did like were there. And even villains that I didn't really care for that popped up, but they weren't actually the same actors that played them. It was actually stunt doubles that were playing these characters, because the actors didn't want to come back to cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine. It was still fun for me. I was like, this is great. So that's why I put Deadpool and Wolverine at number 1. It's a comic book lover's dream, what that movie was. Like, it really was. Like, if a comic book guy or person or whoever had a dream, that's the dream that's it. Or if a comic book lover that loved Wolverine and Deadpool, that's the dream. That's it right there. So I mean, come on, such a great movie. It had to be number 1. But yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with the ranking, guys, of ranking all the Fox Marvel movies. This was very fun for me. I know a lot of you guys think I'm insane for putting New Mutants on good, and you know what I mean. Even though I think it's not bad. It's like, I thought I was crazy for putting X-Men Days of Future Past on meh, but we corrected things, right? We corrected things a bit. Like I said, I find myself where I will, because Days of Future Past is on all the time, and I find myself just sitting there watching it, and I'm like, this movie has flaws with these Sentinels. I hate that's unfair, but I do find myself just, okay, like, it's on, I'll watch it. That's why I was saying meh is fine. You know, fuck it, I'm still putting that on meh. I'm not letting you guys depict my shit. I'm putting it on meh. I'll put it first on meh. That's what I'll do. I'll put it first. Then I'll put X-Men 1 because I just don't care for X-Men 1. I just never find myself rewatching X-Men 1 when you have X2. So I think this is a pretty fair ranking. I think it's pretty fair. I think the most thing people are gonna, you guys got on my neck for, was Days of Future Past. But I'm putting Days of Future Past at meh. I think New Mutants is better than Days of Future Past. Sue me. I find myself enjoying it and wanting to I find myself saying, I want to rewatch New Mutants. And I find myself saying, oh, let me just go rewatch Days of Future Past. Like, no. I hate Days of Future Past, dude. I'll watch it, but like, it goes on meh. I don't think it's bad. Like, as I said, the only problems I really have with the movie are the Sentinels, but I'll give it meh, because I'll watch it. I'll watch it if it's on. But yeah, I find Deadpool 2 on good. I don't think it's peak. New Mutants, like I said, I find is good. I wouldn't say it's peak. But like I said, I like the things that they did in Apocalypse. I found myself rewatching that movie a lot, and I've said why I put it on peak, but yeah, it's there. Like I said, you guys really had a problem with the Apocalypse and Days of Future Past, but like I said, I think this is pretty fair, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, the story wasn't the best in an Apocalypse, but it was a solid movie where, like, the action sequences and the things outweighed the storytelling, I think, a bit. So that's why I'm putting it on peak. And I found myself, like, really liking Cyclops in that movie. So, like I said, you know what I mean? I'm feeling how I feel on that. But like I said, guys, thank you for everybody that came here to watch my tier ranking of all the Fox Marvel movies. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoy doing these tier list Tuesdays. Next week is actually going to be me ranking all of the Spider-Man movies. And that's including kind of, Elseworlds things like, you know, Madam Web, Morbius, and also Kraven, and also the Venom movies and Venom Last Dance I'm adding in because I kind of already have a feeling on how I'm feeling on Kraven and Last Dance, so those will be included. I already told myself I'm not going to the theater for Last Dance. I don't give a shit. That trailer did nothing for me. So you kind of might have an idea where that movie is definitely going. But yeah, those will be added in with my Spider-Man movie ranking, and I'm excited. I'm excited to rank the Spider-Man movies. I kind of have an idea, sort of where things are gonna go. But yeah, I'm excited. That's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be a video. It's gonna be a premiered video. It will not be live. So I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. I'll be in the live chat because it will be a live video premiere. So I'll be in there still, kind of hearing what you guys have to say, and I'll be saying my pieces and why I put them there. But I'm excited. I'm excited to do that video. I think I'm probably going to film that video sometime this week to get it ready for next week, and I'll have the premiere probably ready. I don't know. I'll probably have the video premiere up sometime this week. Probably sometime, could be maybe this Thursday or Friday, or maybe sometime this weekend. But I will be working on it this week, so just know it'll be up before next Monday. The premiere will be up. But I just want to say thank you everybody in the chat. Jamegi, Superwise, Ultra Nerd, Bethany. Thank you for everybody being here. Really much appreciated. I love how everybody, you guys come in here to support me, and you guys like these tier list Tuesdays. Even though we had a little bit of a bumpy road on you guys kind of saying that I should put Days of Future Past at like good or peak, and then putting freaking, you guys didn't like how I put Apocalypse at peak. Like I said, I would settle even put Apocalypse at good. You know what I mean? I'd settle for that. But like I said, I'm not putting it at met or bad. I don't think that movie's bad or anything. And I think that's pretty fair. Like, I think Met isn't bad for Days of Future Past. I think that's pretty fair. But like I said, guys, I'm really, really glad that I did this, and I'm excited for next week. So stay tuned, because like I said, me ranking all the Spider-Man movies will be next week. And also, I have actually some other things I'm going to mention real quick that are going to be coming here to the channel. I have like 2 unboxings that I think we're going to make in one. It's some Marvel Legends that I'm going to be releasing an unboxings for. It's going to be like a double pack. Well, it's not a 2-pack. But it's 2 Marvel Legends that I'm going to be unboxing in one video because they are related. In terms of the I guess you could say the show that they're both in. So I'm going to be unboxing them here on the main channel. I'm going to make it just for YouTube, not over on Patreon. If you guys want to see my exclusive Patreon Marvel Legends unboxings, definitely go to do so over on the Patreon. It's going to be linked in description as always in my link tree. It's also in my link tree in my description of my main YouTube, homepage. So definitely, if you're interested, definitely go check out the Patreon. Also, I'm going to be unboxing a solo leveling statue of Sun Jin Woo. So expect that unboxing to happen sometime, hopefully this week to early next week. I'm not sure when it's going to be arriving at Box Lunch because I ordered it last Friday, and it said it takes 2 days for processing. It takes 5 to 6 days to come in. So I'm thinking that I'm going to get it sometime this weekend to early Monday. So it might drop on Monday. It might drop maybe, probably Wednesday morning. I'm not sure of next week, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna check Jamigi's thing in Discord real quick because he did mention to me that he did send something in Discord. So let me fix my screen real quick as we're kind of closing out here. So because he had something to do with I forget who it was, but we're about to check it right now. Let me block this off real quick. Let me make that for right now, so I can get into Discord. Type in Discord. I should move the Discord icon to my main monitor because I find it where I'm having to my OBS is up, so I can't check Discord like that. So I might just have to move it here on the main monitor. You said at the end of the day, it's your ranking and it's just how you feel. Exactly. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, Superwise. Sorry, guys. I'm waiting for Discord to load. It's been a minute since I've checked Discord actually on my main PC. I usually don't check it on my PC usually, Discord, unless I'm doing a collaboration or something. I really don't check my Discord on my PC. Come on. Sorry, guys. It's taking a minute. I don't know why it's taking... Okay. That was weird. I don't know why it was taking so long to load. Marvel. Okay, cool. All right. This is cool. So I believe. Who is this? Yo, Jamaica, are you still in here? What did you say? Who is this supposed to be? In here? Who is this? Who's this supposed to be? Let me know, guys. I'm not sure who this is supposed to be. It kind of looks like Apocalypse. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know who this is supposed to be. All right, let me know if you're still in here, Jimmy, because I knew you sent this, and I can't remember who you said this was. But also, you sent the Hellfire Club. This is the Hellfire Club, which is cool. Like I said, sometimes I forget because their designs are so different than what they are in these movies when they pop up. So, that's really, really cool. Mastermind, okay. Black Bishop. Wait, what? Why does that say that? Why does it say Black Bishop? Harry Leland. Okay. Bishop Donald Price. Okay, and Tessa. Okay. Wait, well, that's weird. Okay. I don't know. He sort of looks like Omega Man. Okay. And the 90-minute series deals with the Hellfire Club. Okay, maybe that is who it is. I don't know. But yeah, you sent that in the chat, and I'm sorry I can't remember what we were talking about. But yeah, you sent that and you sent that. So I always appreciate you, Jamaica, for sending stuff in and sending, you know what I mean, when I don't know something. I appreciate you, bro. It means a lot. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited for next week. It's gonna be really, really fun. Real quick, before we go, I do want to show you guys the Patreon. Before we click out here, because I actually wanted to show you guys what it looks like, because I did put everything in playlists. I want you guys to just have an insight on what things look like. Because that's what I've been working on. Things that we're covering over on the Patreon right now. We're covering Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. We're covering Spectacular Spider-Man. Those episodes will be up this Saturday and Sunday. Spectacular Spider-Man will be on Saturdays, and then Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes will be on Sundays. We also do Marvel Legends every Wednesday, and that, of course, is on the $10 tier, on top of my unboxings on the $10 tier for like figures in general, whether it be Marvel Legends, pop figures. And then we have the cosplay breakdowns on the $10 tier. If you guys want to check out the tier list or memberships, we have that right here. We have the $10, we have the $5, and we have the $10 tier. Like I said, we do $5, we do movies and show reactions. And then, of course, on my $10 tier, we do figure unboxings, we do show and movie reactions, and we also do cosplay tips and tricks over on the Patreon on the $5 and $10 tier. But I want to show you guys the collections, because this, of course, a lot of these things, the shows will be on the 5 and 10, which, of course, we have a Last of Us tab, we have a Tales of the Jedi reactions tab. Seasons 1 are on there. I don't think we got seasons 2 yet, so season 1 is on there. Season 2 of The Last of Us is going to be dropping soon, so stay tuned for those. I did reactions for Mandalorian season 3. This is my Marvel movie reactions tab. Secret Invasion, we got reactions to that. I Am Groot season 2. Ahsoka season 1, which I heard we're getting a season 2, so reactions will be coming for that as well. Marvel Legends unboxings are right there. We have the Marvel special reactions there. Loki seasons 1 and 2 reactions are right there. The Star Wars movie reactions are there. What If season 2 is there. I didn't react to season 1 because at the time I didn't have a Patreon, but season 3 reactions will be coming soon to there. I did reactions for the Avatar: The Last Airbender. Again, these are re-reactions for that. A lot of these are re-reactions because I've watched things before, and this was kind of me preparing us for the live action of season 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender over on Netflix. We're going to be rewatching season 2 soon, because, you know, season 2 of the live action Avatar is going to be coming out sometime probably next year to early 2026. So that's going to be happening. Percy Jackson reaction, season 2 is going to be dropping soon. Echo, Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix reactions. Seasons 1 and 2 of Invincible reactions. Bad Batch seasons 1 through 3 reactions. I actually watched that from scratch. Like, if you want to see my first initial reactions to Bad Batch seasons 1 through 3, you guys can go check them now. Knuckles reactions, Tales of the Empire, The Boys season 4, Acolyte, new Who reactions for new Doctor Who. I made an Agatha reactions tab because we're going to be reacting to Agatha soon, and then we have Spectacular Spider-Man, and we have Avengers vs. Mighty's Heroes. So like, I worked on that through this past week, and a couple of weeks ago I started doing it. I have over 200 and something worth of videos over here on the Patreon. So when I say, guys, it's worth it, it really is. You got access to all this, and there's only more shows on the way and movies I'm going to be reacting to. Some new movies I've never watched, some movies that are just going to be rewatches. I'm planning on doing a rewatch for Deadpool and Wolverine. Once that comes out, I'm going to be watching that, and like once it first comes out, I'm going to be rewatching it here for the first time. You know what I mean? You know, like once it comes home to home movie, I'll be doing a reaction for that as well. So, like I said, that's gonna be happening soon, and we just have a lot of things that are fun over here. As you can tell, it's the same kind of banner I have over on my main channel. But like I said, definitely worth it. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers over on the Patreon, so I definitely think it's worth it over here. So definitely check it out on your own time, guys. Like I said, link in description of this and also on my homepage of my YouTube channel. But like I said, guys, that was my tier ranking for all the Fox Marvel movies. Hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday for all my Spider-Man movie reaction, or movie tier ranking. Peace.